So, so, so this year was a lot more relaxed than most. Didn't really go anywhere. So that I think that helped a lot in the sense of overwhelm. I wasn't out of my comfort zone, per se. I, uh, I think that that's a huge thing for me. Um, I am just more comfortable at home. No matter how the situation is, I would rather be in my space, you know? So that I think was helpful. I was also at my partner's house, but I have lived over there for a while too, and feel relatively comfortable over there. I'm over there more frequently than, you know, if I'm not at my house, I'm at their house. So it's not an uncomfortable place for me to be most of the time. So I think that was good too. Sorry, I again I'm in a lot of pain today, so you'll see that on my face and my expressions probably. Even though I don't express very much, it can kind of it I can tell in subtle ways. Um, but Christmas Eve we were over there and just had a chill evening. Their tradition is to get Chinese food, so that's what we did. Um, and played some games, which normally, I don't know if I've done an episode on this, but I normally really struggle with games, and I definitely did struggle at the beginning, but I kind of just pushed myself past that uncomfortable part and then was able to kind of enjoy it. I will say I did have a couple of drinks, very low alcohol, but I find that I usually need a little bit of help with those types of interactions. I'm just something about playing any sort of game, really, with other people. Um, I get really overwhelmed really fast. Um, I I feel like my brain, there's like a disconnect between this is how the game is played and this is what you do, and then my brain's like, no, I don't want to. And I'm like, but yes, we do. So it's just like this argument in my head of like, why can't I do the thing? So, um, yeah, it's a lot of overthinking or just getting really overwhelmed and upset for no reason. And I hate being upset outwardly. I hate getting upset at games because I know they hold no weight. Like I know that there's no that's partially why it's so upsetting is that there's no real reason I should be upset. Like, it's just, I don't know why it's so hard for me. But I was able to, with a little bit of help, enjoy a couple of games Christmas Eve. I wish I could do it without help. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I think that the more I am used to a game, the better it is, but I tend to not play games at all because it's just easier to avoid the feeling than to have to, like, figure it out. So I just don't play games because normally they're not that enjoyable for me. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll try to play more games, but so far I haven't been able to enjoy playing games unless I had a little bit of help. Sorry about that. Um, so yeah, we played some funny games. We had a good time. Like I said, I don't drink really. Like I really never drink. And when I do choose to drink, I can't drink very much or I get sick. And I don't enjoy the feeling. I don't want to be uneasy or anything, or unsteady or any of that. So I really drink slowly and small amounts. Um, just enough to take the edge off, I feel like. It just kind of helps dull things down. Helps me stop getting so overwhelmed by things that I know logically shouldn't be overwhelming. It doesn't work with, like, certain types of overwhelm. It's only those very specific situations that it helps with. But same thing Christmas Day, actually. We played like 5 games. My sister's boyfriend's really into gaming, like board game, card games, really any type of games. And he's got some really cool ones. It's just, I don't know them. I don't know any of these games. Learning new games is really overwhelming for me. I tend to just get really upset really quickly, because I feel like I don't understand things, or I can't remember all the rules because they're all thrown at me at one time, and I have a hard time envisioning what that really looks like until we're playing. Thankfully, he's pretty good at describing how to play games, and normally does, like, a lot of, like, if it's a difficult thing, if it's a more challenging game, he'll do, um, like an example round or something, which helps. But again, same thing. I had a little bit of liquid help there too. But it was Christmas, and I was like, whatever, I think I put like a shot of spiced rum in my glass of, like, a cider or something. It was not a lot, just enough to not be so wired up. I don't know. Just how I get. Um, so that was how those games went. uh, there was one where, like, you have, like, an imposter, basically, kind of like, it reminded me of, oh man, I'm not gonna remember the name of that now either. I'm so bad with names, guys, like, it's really, really bad. Um, man, it's like on the tip of my tongue, I know what it looks like, I just can't think of the words. But basically, everybody else knows what's going on, and then you got one person that doesn't know what's going on, and they have to pretend like they know what's going on and hope that nobody figures it out. And I think we played 5 rounds because we had 5 people, and so we wanted to do 5 rounds because that gives, I guess, like, everybody a chance to do one aspect of the game. I think, like, pass around the cards. I don't even know if there was any other role that they did other than pass out the cards and read off the main card. But anyways, I don't know the name of any of these games. But I got the imposter or whatever 3 of the 5 times. It was 4 until one time I was just like, screw this, I can't do this. We're gonna redo that. Yeah. So 3 of the 5 times I got that stupid card, and I was just like, I actually started to get. I wasn't too bad at it, but I definitely think that I don't think I would have been able to do that had I not had a drink first. Even with a drink, I got overwhelmed and couldn't do it once. Like, I think it helped just to kind of calm me down a bit. Yeah. Because again, these aren't normally stressful situations, it's a game. It's supposed to be fun. It's not that big a deal. And so those situations, a tiny bit of alcohol helps me with getting through those situations and actually having a little bit of fun, not just getting through it, but actually enjoying something about it. I hate always being the one person who never plays anything. I don't want to seem boring or uninterested. I just It's just hard for me to play games, and yeah. But anyways, we ended up playing a lot of games. I think that was the only one that I really got overwhelmed with. Also, something that I think maybe helped is I had Stim toys with me because I got a bunch of them for Christmas. My partner was joking with me that this year my presents theme was autism, which he's not wrong. It was. Not that it was an intentional theme. It's just I didn't know I was autistic before, and so meanwhile I'm sitting here playing with this little puff ball. It really is helping a lot. Like, I didn't realize how much I needed to stim. Like, I knew that I did weird things with my hands and was like playing with them, but I didn't realize how much I needed to be doing that, and I actually need to be doing that more because it's helping me be able to do things that I didn't think I could do, like play games. Yes, I had a little bit of alcohol, but I think that the stimming also helped because I had these little squishy things, little squishy toys with me, and it was so nice. I loved those things. I loved them till they were sticky and had to powder them. They were like specs, but they were like the gump balls, like the mini ones. They're like just like jelly filled things. But they do get sticky over time. They're not good pocket toys because they will collect lint. But you can wash them, just soap and dry them, and then cornstarch them. the cornstarch texture is a bit weird, so I try to dust most of that off. But um, yeah, it's I really enjoyed them. I put them in the fridge or even in the freezer, but the freezer kind of gets them a little wet faster. But I like putting them in the fridge because they're a little firmer. Um, but yeah, I was just playing with those squishy things like the entire time, and I actually enjoyed playing games, and I was able to play them for longer than I probably would have. I think it just kind of helped me, um, I don't know, just be able to do things for longer. I wasn't drained as quickly, I think, because of that. So I'm hoping that if I can stim more, maybe it'll help with that. Because I'm tired all the time. Um, and it's not to say that I'm not going to be tired. It's just maybe certain things won't feel quite so draining all the time. I'm not sure. I'm more so thinking of work. Like, is there a way to incorporate stimming into my work day that helps it not feel so much of a drag every day? And I know that makes it sound like I hate my job, and I really don't hate my job. It's just I'm here for a really long time. It can be understimulating and overstimulating at the same time. It's just like sometimes I can't tell which is happening. Like, am I getting upset because I'm bored, or am I getting upset because I'm having to socialize, or am I getting upset? I don't know. I have a lot of problems with alexithymia, which is basically the inability to tell what emotions you're feeling at the time. Doesn't mean you're not feeling them. Ow. It just means you don't know what you're feeling when you're feeling it. So, um, yeah, that's something that I am working on with my therapist. I feel like to an extent, I might not be able to fix that. But I can learn some tools to help me figure out what I'm feeling. Um, yeah. But I had the rest of the week off, so 26th, 27th, I just laid around with my partner and we just kind of the 26th we went shopping. Not really shopping. We had to go grocery shopping and get their windshield replaced because it had a big crack in it. And then uh, go to like go to another store to like return something, and then we ended up not doing that because there were so many freaking people trying to return stuff, and we're like, nah. Unfortunately, one of the gifts broke in shipment. So otherwise, I really do hate returning things. Like, I really do hate returning things because it's just, it's just a waste. Most of the time, that stuff never actually, like, makes it back onto the market and it's just thrown away. So, I don't know. But, um, it was broken, and we've tried to figure out how to fix it, but no. So, oh well. Um, but we're just gonna wait. I might do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be less busy by now. Hopefully enough people return their stuff. I don't know. Consumerism. I could talk about it for hours, but I'm not going to on this episode. Maybe on another one. If you guys are interested in hearing me rant about consumerism, you can drop a comment, and I'll make sure to get that episode up there. But no, the holidays are tough when it comes to that. It's like I have a lot of opinions on the way things should be, or things I wish were realities, and getting really frustrated at what the reality actually is, and how messed up it is, and yeah, basically, there's a lot of messed up things, and it's really frustrating when there are solutions. We have the solutions, but nobody wants to do that. And so we're just gonna stick with what's broken. And that is really frustrating for me. But that's why I really try and really only want, like, useful gifts. And I really only want to get useful gifts. And that can make getting gifts hard for me because it's like, oh, I don't know what this person needs, so I don't know what to get them, but I want to get them something, but what do they need? And I don't know why, I just never think to ask people what they want. That's why I put out the registry. I was like, hey guys, make me a list. I'll make a list. But I didn't actually specify that I wanted other people's lists, I think, and I don't know why. I don't like asking people things, even when it's asking them what they want from me. I can't figure it out. No. This button is right where I want to rest my leg, and it's really annoying. But, anyways, I got a lot of cool things for Christmas. I think everybody liked what I got them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I got, now, like, the STEM toys. I think I've always been afraid to ask for stuff like that, or even want anything like that, because it had felt so useless. And I have this really, like, strong need for everything to be useful and, like, practical gifts. And so, because I didn't realize how useful and important stimming was, I wouldn't let myself like those things because I was like, oh, but these are just junky, silly things. Why would I buy them and like contribute to landfills and when I should be doing something else. But I didn't realize how helpful it was for me. And it doesn't mean that I'm gonna just start going out and getting a million STEM toys and that, like, I'm gonna just stop caring about the environment. I probably won't buy myself any stim toys now. I have all of the things I need now. Um, but realizing that those are actually helpful for me, and um, there are other ways that I can help cut back on things, or just, you know, unfortunately, our system around plastic production is very, very broken, and I can't fix it. I'm not going to be the one to fix it. Me not having a STEM toy that would actually be really helpful for me isn't gonna fix the plastic problem. So, just trying to realize that and realize that I am allowed to like things that maybe aren't always 100% perfect. um, yeah, I don't know. I did have a couple of. I even had like a little mini breakdown because of I thought I didn't have enough gifts for my partner to open up one at. Well, so one gift didn't show up in time. I forgot about another one. So I thought I only had one gift for them to open up. And I was like, wow, yes, this gift was $100, but I was supposed to have more. Um, I was just like, well, how do I only have one gift for my favorite person? And I just felt horrible. I felt horrible about myself and about, like, why couldn't I have thought of more things? Or why is it so hard for me to think of things? Um, I just went off of the list because the lists were my idea. I really wanted the lists. And then everyone's like, oh yeah, but I want to make sure I get something that's not on the list too, that's a surprise. And I'm like, but that's not the point of the list. The point of the list is to use the list. And, yeah. I mean, I get it. I understand wanting to have something that's a surprise, but it's like, the lists are so helpful for me to know what they want. So, yeah. I don't know. So I got another gift. I was the person placing an order to pick up on Christmas Eve. I hate doing that. But I did it. I like geared up before going into the store too. Oh, ball. Oh no, that's just Puff. Puff fur. Um, and um, yeah, there's one up here too. I haven't decided if I like that one though. Um, I had my like glasses and earplugs and ear covers, and it was raining, so I had like a visor on and then my hood, and I looked hilarious and I didn't care. And I just went in and got my order and left, and I was so proud of myself. And then I realized I had another gift. I was like, oh crap. But I didn't think about it actually until, well, I didn't think to bring it over. So I just brought the one gift, which was kind of a lame gift. And I was like, oh man, I wanted to have one of the exciting gifts be over. It was fine. But of course, at the time, it was not fine, and I was very upset. That's just how I am. But yeah, I felt bad. I felt like I wanted to have more things for people. Even though didn't, I spent a lot of money compared to what I had. Like, I basically spent all the money that I could. Um, obviously I didn't spend all of my money. I spent all of the money that I could that wasn't in savings or designated to specific bills. Basically, all of my free money, which I haven't had any free money until this month, anyways, because I've been paying off stupid hospital bills. So, this is the first month that I actually had money to put towards that. So now that's gone. Uh, um, and then I helped pay for the windshield replacement. So it's not like I didn't contribute, but it's just my brain does that to me a lot, where I just get really upset that I haven't done enough. And I do that more often than I would like. But I think everybody had a good time and they liked what I got them, and nobody was like, "Oh, you didn't get me enough stuff." So I don't know why I do that to myself, but I really want to make the people in my life happy. So, and normally I make a lot of gifts. I really enjoy making things for people because to me it makes me really happy the whole time I'm making something, thinking about that this thing is going to make them happy. I'm happy. It makes me happy to think that, I'm going to be able to bring joy to somebody with the thing that I'm making. Oh, I wish I could just do that all day and make enough money doing that, but I don't think that's really an option right now. Um, yeah. But, that's something that normally I'd have more little gifts for people because I made them. Like last year, I had a lot of little gifts for people because I made them, but I wasn't working. Like, I was working very part-time. So, I had a lot of time to make stuff for people, and I didn't buy a lot of stuff last year because I didn't have a lot of money. So this year I spent way more money than I spent the year before, but it feels different, I guess, buying things. Because it doesn't take a lot of time. And for me, I get joy out of spending my time on people. Um, the money so much, doesn't matter. Except it stresses me out when I'm like, oh my god, I spent so much money, and I really hope that it was worth it. And that's why I like the list, because then I know that my money that I don't have a lot of, I know that it's going to something that they really need or want, they're going to use. Because my worst fear is spending a lot of money on stuff that nobody really wants, or they're going to look at for like 2 seconds and be like, oh, it's so cute, and then like never use it. That is not what I want to do. I really don't want to do that. And for some reason, if I spend no money on something or very little and make a cute little thing for someone and they don't use it or whatever, that doesn't bother me as much because I didn't spend any money on it. It was just my time, which is not to say that my time's not valuable, it's just I got a lot more satisfaction out of making the thing. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know. I still want the things I make to be useful, which is why I tend to make things that are usable, not just decorative. Sometimes I like to make them both useful and decorative. Because why not? If it's useful, it doesn't have to be ugly. But like I made these little candle mushrooms, and really that was because I really wanted to make stuff. I like making little things and having something to do with my hands, and they're really cute and artistic and just a good way to kind of focus in on a task that is creating. I really like creating things. So last year, that's what I did. They were just like little birthday candles hot glued onto the bottom of the inside of a dried orange rind. So I basically just cut the oranges in half and juiced them with like a mechanical, like electric juicer thing. So I juiced all the oranges, or maybe they were lemons. They were lemons. Juiced all the lemons because they were like this big when they were dried. And so then I dried all the halves out. The insides even kind of looked like mushrooms because it still had some of the membrane left. But I had juiced them thoroughly and saved the juice, you know. Can't remember if I zested them first or not. I feel like I did. I don't know. I think I did. Yeah, I zested all of them and then I froze that and then I saved the lemon juice. You know, I really like making things that are useful and not wasting anything. So I used all of the stuff that was edible, basically. I mean, the whole lemon's edible, but the pith part, the white part, the rind is not really. It's kind of bitter. You have to like cook it down in sugar and stuff, and to make it edible. And I wanted to make something decorative, so I painted them all to look like little mushrooms. I did different colors, but they all had white spots. Different sized white spots, and they were really, really cute. And then I glued a candle to the bottom of it, and then I glued a string of twine to it, and hot glued a little bottle cap to it. So basically what you do is you pop off the bottle cap from the string, and then you pop the string off of the lemon. It's hot glue, it just snaps right off. And then you stick it upside down in the bottle cap so it doesn't wobble around, and then you can light the candle. And I was like, those are cute little Christmas candles. But at first, because they had the string on them, you can hang them on your tree as an ornament. And then burn the candle whenever you want. So I made those for people, and I would probably never buy something like that. I don't know. Probably not. Just because I know myself, and I have a hard time buying things that are just cute. But making them, I had a lot of fun making them. And people really liked them. So, yeah. But it took a lot of time to do that. You know, it took a couple of days, I think, to get through all of them. I made like 30 of them or more. But I had a lot of fun making them, and I had something to give to everyone. And I really enjoyed that, and I really do enjoy that. And this year, I didn't have any time, I was very tired and stressed and burnt out. And not to say that I'm not, still am. But, I just wasn't able to do any of that fun stuff. I did bake a lot of cookies, so different kinds of cookies. I made these ube cookies, which were pretty cool. Bright purple cookies. Um, I made big batches, so I did like quadruple to like 5 times the recipes of these cookies. Well, so one was a 2.5 batch, one was a 5 times the batch, but they ended up making the same amount of cookies, but that's still like 50 plus cookies of each variety, so I made over 100 cookies worth of dough. I didn't bake all of them, but I figured I will bring some in. It's still mm, it's still holiday schedule, so my coworkers aren't in. It's gonna just be me, and then one other person's gonna show up later, but like most of the people aren't gonna be in today. So I was thinking maybe I'll bring some cookies in later. All the dough that was left is frozen, so I can just pop some cookies in the oven and don't have to do a lot of work. So that was already done. But um I really like being able to make things and share and make people smile and just I don't know, just to see people enjoying the things that I make. Um I don't really know how to spread joy any other way other than making stuff. That's the easiest way for me. So, but it's also, it's hard with getting into the disabilities a little bit before I wrap up because I know it's getting late already. But my back and neck and knees and hips and ankles, and I got these really nice ankle braces for Christmas. And these new arch support slip-on shoes, sneakers. Really excited about those. Um, I'm wearing one knee brace on one side, and on the other side, I got the ankle brace on. And I'm probably gonna have to go put the other knee brace on, but I was avoiding that because I don't know. Because I like to be able to bend my knees. It's annoying when I can't bend them normally, but then also when I stand up, my knee goes back too far and it pops and then it hurts really bad. So, yeah. But then my hips, I don't really know what to do about that. I mean, they have hip braces, but I don't really think that's gonna do anything for me. Um, I'm not sure. I don't know. The hip braces are really bulky looking and uncomfortable looking, and I just don't want to deal with that. I'll just deal with the achiness and the popping, and I haven't dislocated anything yet. So I guess until that happens, I'll wait. I'll hold off on the on the hip brace. But the ankles and knees, yeah, and my shoulders, ugh. And I don't think I've ever had relaxed traps ever. Um, this past week, there were a couple of days, especially yesterday. I was in a lot of pain yesterday, and I'm very stubborn. I really wanted to make dinner. My uncle was in town, and I haven't seen him since his son's funeral, which was really sad. I mean, obviously it's a funeral, but having to bury a child is just, I mean, he wasn't a kid anymore, but just his own child. Like, it's just horrible, and I'm not going to get into it, but um, that was the last time I saw him, and that was a few months ago. And I really just wanted to make a nice dinner because, again, the only way I know how to help any way is to make food. um, and I kind of jokingly played it off as like, yeah, I just wanted to show off, you know. But I really just wanted to make food. And to me, it helps me get out that energy of wanting to fix something I can't fix. So I'm gonna fix some food. Um, I don't know. Um, I think I did that maybe too much, and I should have just like sat down and talked. But hindsight is 2020. Um, but I did really push myself to do dinner, and I my partner kept telling me to sit down and that I didn't need to make dinner. But I really wanted to. I really wanted to make dinner. Um, it was my plan. I had planned it earlier in the day and had everybody get the stuff out to thaw, to prep for the intended meal, and yeah, I don't know. It turned out well. It was really good. We had surf and turf. I cooked everything with my partner, which was great. I love cooking with them, which is saying a lot. And I was younger, my sister would try to cook with me, and I hated it because she wouldn't do things the way I wanted to do them or the way that I thought they should be done. And I would just get mad because she was doing it wrong. And then she'd get mad that I was getting mad at her for doing it wrong, and it was just a whole thing. And I was like, just get out, just leave, I'll just do it. So learning to cook with someone, I'm really proud of myself. Also, my partner doesn't get nearly as upset at me when I correct them. And I try to be much more gentle about my corrections. And we usually laugh about it. So that's good. But I had a really good time doing that. And I felt better. Like, yeah, I'm still in pain. But it's like I was getting some satisfaction from doing something I really enjoy. That it was like, if I had just sat down and not done anything, I would have just sat there feeling bad about it. And then I wouldn't have had any distraction from the pain. I feel like maybe that's what it is when I have something that I'm doing that I enjoy, yeah, I'm still in pain. The pain never goes away. And I think that's something that is maybe hard for people that don't have chronic conditions to understand. It's never that I'm not in any pain. That doesn't happen for me ever, really. Not that I can remember in the past 5 years. But it's that I have a positive distraction. Like, even sometimes a negative distraction works, but I prefer positive distractions. Sometimes I can distract myself enough to not feel the pain in the moment and kind of ignore it. until later when I'm gonna be in pain anyways. So it's like I might as well do something I enjoy while I can do it. So there's definitely a line, and I definitely push myself too far sometimes, but it's also like, it's a hard balance. Anyone with a chronic illness will know you can't just not ever do anything that you enjoy because that's depressing and it just makes you feel worse. So it's just figuring out what you can handle and what, you know, how far is too far and trying not to go past that. And yeah, sometimes I don't get it right. Last night I feel like I did okay. I do tend to wear out. Thankfully, my dad normally does the dishes. So I cook, he does the dishes. So, or sometimes sometimes my partner and my dad will do the dishes if my partner didn't cook. So it's just, whoever cooks doesn't clean, typically speaking. And I'm normally the one cooking. So I do try to do, like, I think I did a lot more cleaning while I was off because I had more time, and I have a really hard time sitting and just feeling unproductive. Like, I feel like I have to get up and do something useful. Like, there's always things to do. I have to get up and do them. Again, I feel like that might be an ADHD thing, but I also feel like I don't know if that is, or if it's just a me thing, or if it's just like I don't know what that could be related to. But I have a hard time just sitting down and not doing anything. Unless I'm like, this is the plan. And even then, sometimes it's hard, but sometimes I'm like, okay, the plan is we're gonna sit around and watch TV and like watch movies all day. Like, that's the plan. It's vacation, that's what we're doing. But if there is no plan and it's just got a day off at home, like, I'm gonna be doing chores because I have to get them done. Like, I have to do the thing. I don't know. Maybe that's just my autism. Like, I have these tasks. There, I can see them. They need to be completed. I don't know. It's almost an hour. Holy crap. Yeah. So, hope you enjoyed my holiday episode of how that went. And yeah, a lot of things to talk about, apparently. I thought I had no words. I sat here for a good, like, minute just making faces like this to the screen before I started recording. Because I was like, well, I got nothing. Like, I know there's so much to talk about, but my brain is like, well, turns out if I just sit here and play with my fuzzy ball, I can think of things to say. So, yeah. Welcome to the show that is literally just me talking about things and then realizing it's autism. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go probably put on my other knee brace and just be proud of myself for being here today, I could be at home crying about my physical condition, but I'm not. And even if I were, that would be okay, but I'm not, and I'm proud that I'm able to be here today. So, whatever your circumstances are, if you're at home in pain, then you're still enough, and you don't need to feel any less than because of what you're going through right now. And if you're like me and you're able to, muster up the strength to get it together and show up to work today, and you're still not doing great, but you're here. I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of all of you, and I am just really grateful to have people that want to listen to me. Yeah, and I would not mind listening to you either. If you want to share your story or anything, you can reach out. I'll put my information in the show notes as always. I'll put my email and Instagram, and you can reach out. And yeah, I will eventually get some guests on here, but we're still working on a lot of things with scheduling, and there's still plenty of room, so please feel free to get your name in there, and we can talk about how to get you on the show, or share your story if you are nervous about being on a show, but still would like to have your voice be heard in some way. I don't mind being a voice for you and reading your story. And yeah. Have a good day.